Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be discussing so many interesting stuff. Firstly is we're going to do a quick recap about last season, what happened last season, the tragic ending to the season, how the season started very well, and at the end of the season we just couldn't understand what was happening for a few games and we just literally threw away the trophy. After that, we'll be doing a quick one on what went wrong actually, if it's inexperience, overconfidence and all. And also we'll be taking a look at, because we're in the transfer season obviously, and we'll be looking at transfers. We'll be looking at the players Arsenal are wanting to recruit and the ones they are willing to let go. You understand? So yeah, this needs me to clear my throat because I didn't see last season coming, honestly. Like, I would say, yeah, the previous season, our last game, I feel something. Arsenal always delivers when there's no pressure. You understand me? And it's something we really need to look into. Towards the end of the previous season, if you could remember, our last game of the season was against Everton, and I think we won like 4-1, 4-1 or so, or 4-0. I can't remember so well. But what I'm trying to bring up from that season was the fact that coming into that game, we were almost making top 4 for the previous season, and we literally allowed Tottenham. We gave the top 4 position to Tottenham, literally, like we gave it to them. If we had won the Tottenham game, we would have been in the Champions League last season. But when the pressure was at the climax, we couldn't sustain it, and we literally blew everything away. And a key highlight I want you to note again from that season was Rob Holding. Going into after that game, we threw away the top 4, and at the end of the season, the last game of the season, that was against Everton, we literally went and blew everything away. Like, when the pressure was off, we blew everything away so easily. Fast forward to this last season, we started on a good note. No one was expecting what Arsenal played last season, honestly. Like, we were expecting Arsenal to go a step further, but not so high that they were actually competing for the league. No one saw it coming. Everyone was expecting Arsenal at best to be able to make, like, the conversation was, can Arsenal make Champions League football? That's the conversation at the beginning of the season. That can Arsenal get top 4? They could see them getting like maybe 6th, 7th, or even 5th based on the previous season. So we started on a good note. We won our first game against Crystal Palace, went on to win the second one, the third, and gradually we were building momentum. We were gathering momentum. Man City, I don't buy the opinion of the fact that people, pundit and all other people are saying Man City didn't play their best at the beginning of the season. Man City were actually playing very good. Not bad, they were playing very good, but Arsenal was just extraordinary at the beginning of the season. And prior to the World Cup, they were very good. Everything was going nice. After the World Cup, everything changed a bit. Arsenal were still kind of making it, doing what they do at the start of the season. I don't know just what happened after the transfer window. Obviously, we're going for Mikhailo Mudryk, and we were lucky to get. I would say it's a smart transfer move to get someone who has the experience in trusted, and he came in and he set the ball rolling straight up. We're still playing like we used to do, and Man City, we could see Man City coming behind us. Fine, that's okay. But I felt what happened was, number one, overconfidence, because at the point in time, I felt Arsenal was like, okay, we're gonna do it. That was what I felt from the player. The overconfidence was kind of much. Well, fast forward to the Liverpool game, that was the game that threw away the title for Arsenal. That was the game that spoiled the whole process for Arsenal, because I can't imagine Arsenal going 2-0 up at Anfield, and for a point, for a reason or the other, we end up drawing 2-2. And if not for the heroics of Aaron Ramsey, we would have ended up losing that game. That was so painful to watch. And I felt the inexperience of Mikel Arteta to an extent cost us the title, because in that game, it was very visible, it was evident. You don't need anyone to tell you that Alexander Zinchenko was getting bypassed so many times, and he isn't a very good defensive player. I know his attacking play is top notch, but based on defense, Kieran Tierney is a step ahead of Alexander Zinchenko. And that game at that moment, he should have made the substitution before everything went haywire. But Liverpool went on to draw the game 2-2, which wasn't actually a bad result at Anfield. Prior to our season, we couldn't see us doing a double over Liverpool before we started the season. So it was a good development, and okay, we've drawn the game. Then we went on to lose series of unimaginable games that I couldn't even wrap my head around. I was feeling like we just gave validation. We just validated the fact that everything the pundit says and everyone says that Arsenal cannot handle pressure, and Man City have the experience and they've been there before. They know how to win the title. They know what it takes when there's pressure. We just literally validated that, and that was really, really sad for us now. So honestly, after we threw the title away, imagine us now going into the last game of the season. That was against what was he against Wolves or so? The last game of the season, we literally blew them away. That was after we lost the title and the pressure was off. So the question now I'm asking is, I don't understand. What's the problem with us now when there's pressure? Is it that we can't wrap our head around pressure, or there's inexperience in the squad, or because the squad is young, then there's no one? Because I don't know. We have few experienced players in Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, even Gabriel Jesus, to an extent Alexander Zinchenko. They've been there before. Jorginho, they've been there before. Like Trossard. Yeah, Trossard might not have competed for like major trophies, but to an extent he's experienced and he's not a young player. So I don't really know what's happening in the dressing room in terms of us crumbling under pressure, and I hope there's something Mikel Arteta and the team and the board is trying to do about that. Now we've qualified for the Champions League, and we're gonna be under massive pressure because, and a mistake again I felt we made last season was, why did Mikel Arteta sacrifice the FA Cup, Europa League, and all for the league, and they still end up throwing it away? Like, it was so painful. I don't wrap my head around the fact that we lost the title already. Because even if we had lost the title along the way and we were still in maybe the FA Cup final, or we're still in the Europa League or something, we could still have had something to clear away the balls around us now. Like, if we had won a trophy, maybe FA Cup or any other cup, that would have still been a very good season, because number one, we achieved our aim of firstly qualifying for the Champions League, and secondly, we won the trophy. That would have been very good. But us going trophyless last season was really a bad one, and I hope we really can change things. But going into next season now, we've qualified for the Champions League. We're going to be competing on all fronts. So the question is, guys, can Arsenal sustain the pressure? Would they be able to do what big teams do? Look at the likes of Man City. They won the treble last season, and kudos to them. Honestly, it wasn't easy. They went on all front foot. They competed with Arsenal for the league title, and they eventually won it. They competed with Man United for the FA Cup final. They won it. Going through their Champions League route, they went with Bayern Munich. They went with Real Madrid, and they all defeated all of them. So it wasn't an easy feat for them to achieve. So kudos to them. Congrats to Man City. But the question now is, can Arsenal follow suit? And we see Arsenal of several years back when we had the likes of Thierry Henry, Dennis Beckham, and all. Can we sustain the pressure and compete on all front foot with the players we have? So that's that on that. Going into the transfers quickly, I wouldn't want to make a very long video today. So going into the transfers quickly, there are speculations about Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka. Of course, we all know Granit Xhaka is leaving already. So they're just Arsenal is just trying to get a new midfielder, then Granit Xhaka can leave. But what I don't understand is the fact that they're letting Thomas Partey leave. Yeah, we might be going for Declan Rice, which is not even sure we're gonna get him, based on the fact that Man City are coming into the making a transfer war now. So Man City is also bidding. Yeah, Declan Rice might want us now, but as we've seen with the likes of Mikhailo Mudryk, if a better offer comes in for him, and of course, Man City is not a team where you go into and you're not sure you're going to win trophies. It's very sure he's going to win trophies. So, to an extent, Man City has an upper hand. Even if Declan wants to come to us now, that was the same thing that happened during Modric saga. So, even if we're getting Declan Rice, the fact that we're letting Thomas Partey leave is really not explainable to me. I understand the fact that Thomas Partey made some mistakes last season, and prior to last season, he's not been really available in important games based on his injury records and all. But the fact that we need something that is called squad depth, and that squad depth is very, very important because we're going to be competing in the Champions League, competing in the Premier League, competing on all other cups, the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and all. So if Thomas Partey is left to go, we only have Jorginho, and if Declan Rice comes in, but what if something happens during the season? There's someone that has injury, Jorginho has injury or something. I feel Thomas Partey can still do a season for Arsenal. But I can understand the fact that Arsenal is trying to get some money from what they actually invested in him, and Thomas Partey is getting old. And if they don't do it now, maybe they might not actually get anything for him in the next season, and he has just 2 years left on his contract. But at the same time, you have to explore the fact that, Arsenal is getting to a stage now where the players are getting used to playing with each other. So, to an extent, they've gotten used to the style of Partey's play, and Partey understands his role and when he's very available and at his best, is top notch. So, I don't understand the fact that we're letting Thomas Partey go, but it's the board's decision and Arteta's decision at the end of the day. But if they are letting Thomas Partey go, I think we need a decent fee for him if we're letting Thomas Partey leave. So, based on my own opinion, I feel Thomas Partey is still very vital to the squad, and we can still give him a season. Going to the Kai Havertz deal is done and dusted, but Kai Havertz isn't a bad player, but I just don't know. He couldn't do what he was supposed to do in Chelsea, maybe because of position he was playing. I feel Kai Havertz might actually be good to play Granit Xhaka's role. But at the same time, I feel sometimes he might actually play as a striker. Honestly, I feel so. Maybe in some games he might actually play as a striker. But I don't have a problem with it. So far, he just steps up and just give us something, honestly. I know so many Arsenal fans are not happy with the transfer. Same thing with me. I'm really not happy with the fact that Kai Havertz is coming to Arsenal. And not only that he's coming to Arsenal, he's coming at a fee of 65 million. It's just ridiculous. Honestly, I feel we can actually get a more decent player than Kai Havertz for that fee, considering the fact that we haven't paid what West Ham is asking for Declan Rice, and we're going on to make the deal for Havertz first before prioritizing Declan Rice. That's something I really cannot wrap my head around, but fair enough. Mikel Arteta has been at the helm of affairs in Arsenal for a while now, and we can see the project. He has defined it. He has defined it in faces for the board. The fans can see what's going on. Last season was a massive step, and we hope this season is gonna continue that way, and Mikel Arteta is gonna bring trophies and success back to Arsenal and make Arsenal the Arsenal of the old days. Arsenal of Arsene Wenger plays beautiful football, and we want some notable trophies, and hopefully we can lay our hand on the UCL. So tell me, what do you think? Do you think Arsenal can handle pressure? What do you think going into next season? Can Arsenal handle the pressure of playing on all fronts, competing for all trophies? And do you think Thomas Partey should leave? What do you think about Kai Havertz? So that's gonna be a wrap for today, and I'm gonna see you very soon. Cheers.